machine at the HSE Centre at Ballymun Civic Offices, Dublin, will be put.
Again, thanks for the opportunity afforded to me by your office and yourself in raising this issue. Very briefly, Minister, this issue was brought to my attention by Councillor Paul McAuliffe, who represents the Finglas Ballymun ward, and it's in the context of an X-ray machine that was bought for about €500,000 in 2006 and was fitted in the initial fit-out of the Ballymun Health Centre and has not been used in any form since then. And when this initiative was brought to my attention by Councillor McAuliffe, I had to, read the whole report to actually believe that this could be the case. And basically what I'm saying here today is that, look, there is an X-ray machine. It is a very expensive piece of equipment. It's presently located in the Ballymun Civic Offices, has never been used. The HSE has carried out a report, and basically what the HSE has stated is, they have said, it is not financially viable to use the expensive scanner at present, following wide consultation with relevant clinicians regarding the X-ray machine, which was installed in the Ballymun Health Centre as part of the initial fit-out. It has been decided that in the current economic climate and reduced resources, it would not be prudent to invest further in the X-ray facility. This decision was taken following consideration of the highly responsive X-ray service currently available, the fact that plain X-ray is only occasionally used in routine GP investigations, and due to the potential waste involved in investing in a service that would result in the underutilisation of staff and equipment, and it was decided that alternative venues would be explored. However, the cost associated with relocating an X-ray machine in the current climate has been prohibitive. Basically what I'm saying, Minister, look, there has to be a re-evaluation of the HSE statement with regards to the relocation of SAFE. I'm quite sure that a machine of this expense, could be used wisely elsewhere if it's not needed in the Ballymun area because of the X-ray services that are there. Equally, has there been an evaluation on the depreciation of the machine? How much does it work presently? Have they looked extensively at other locations in the state? And have they looked at the possibility of selling this? Because, being quite truthful, and I said, this is not casting any aspersions, this is one where you can stand up and say it was not your fault, but it's now your responsibility in terms of trying to address this. This is public money, and Councillor Paul McAuliffe has also wrote to the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee to have this matter investigated. This simply is an indication, in straitened times, a machine worth up to $500,000, lying idle for 6 years in Ballymun Civic Offices Health Centre. This is unacceptable, and something must be done. Other than the statement from the HSE said that they looked into it, they evaluated this, it was too expensive to relocate. This machine could be used elsewhere or else sold, but certainly not be allowed to lie idle and further depreciate in value in the years ahead.
Minister?
Thank you, Count Corley. I want to thank Deputy Kelleher for raising this matter, and I welcome the opportunity to respond to the topic that I'm quite familiar with at this stage. The Health Service Executive moved into the Ballymun Primary Healthcare Facility in April 2006, and it's a very fine facility with a wide range of different services and facilities, including an X-ray suite. The suite was fully commissioned in 2008, but I understand that it had not been possible to staff the suite due to the moratorium on employment at that stage. The fact that this facility was lying idle was brought to my attention last year. I then proceeded to visit the site to view the facility, and I raised this matter with the HSE, and I have done so again on a number of different occasions. The HSE then, as a result of those inquiries, established an assessment team last year, comprising of the area manager for Dublin North City, the national clinical leads for primary care and emergency medicine, and the national lead for primary care, to examine this matter. The team explored the evidence-based options for the use of the X-ray machine, which was installed in the Ballymun Health Centre as part of the initial fit-out of that centre. Following wide consultation with relevant clinicians, it was decided that in the current economic climate and with reduced resources, it would not be prudent to invest further in the X-ray facility. This decision was taken following consideration of the highly responsive X-ray service currently available, the fact that plain X-ray is only occasionally used in routine GP investigations, and due to the potential waste involved in investing in a service that would result in the underutilisation of staff and the equipment. The assessment team found that the existing X-ray services for North Dublin are very good, and that there is no waiting time for trauma cases and no waiting time equally for chest X-ray referrals. The service in the Mater Hospital operates very successfully as a walk-in service, and GP satisfaction with this service is very high. The availability of the Community Rapid Access Clinic at Smithfield has also provided another option for GPs. Beaumont Hospital operates a similar service with equally high levels of local GP satisfaction. While it was decided to explore the option of relocating the X-ray machine, the costs associated with moving and installing an X-ray machine in the current climate have been prohibitive. The HSE will consider other options regarding the future of the X-ray machine, but no consideration has been given as of yet to selling the machine. I must say I'm very loath to lose an important piece of medical equipment from the primary care service, or indeed from the public health service generally, and I would be very keen to ensure that it is brought into use as soon as possible. And in that regard, in recent weeks, I have asked the SDU if it could be used as part of their work in order to take pressure off local hospitals, and I await their response in that regard. Thank you for raising the matter.
For your comprehensive reply, and I suppose there's a small body of acknowledgement that there is fairly reasonable X-ray facilities available between the Mater and the Rapid Access Clinic at Smithfield and Beaumont itself. Just maybe one consideration, Minister, that you might look at, or that you might just take into consideration. I'm not asking you to make any firm decisions or commitments here today, but I mean, it is an expensive piece of equipment. You are talking about rolling out primary care centres and the establishment of same. And maybe in the event of primary care centres being established in some parts of the country where there is a deficiency of X-ray facilities available to GPs, that this piece of equipment, maybe in a lease arrangement, or even a gift from the state to the state in terms of a regional health centre, primary care centre being located somewhere where there is a deficiency of X-ray machines. All I'm saying is, Minister, that every option must be looked at to ensure that this machine is plugged in and used for the benefit of the citizens who in some places do find it difficult to access X-rays in a walk-in basis like they can, for example, in the Mater. So I'm just asking you to consider that and just to stay on top of it, because the last thing we need is this to go to the public accounts, to be tied up for ages in discussions about what went wrong and the machine still lying idle.
Yeah, just very briefly, it really is a shame, that in 2006, when this facility was planned, that the necessary resources for staffing weren't also provided. And I suppose it's yet another example of poor planning within the health service, where you have, capital on the one side and revenue on the other side, and they're not necessarily coordinated. I also think that it's important to point out that there's changed thinking in relation to diagnostics now, and having an X-ray machine in a primary care facility, there would be concerns about going that route on the basis that it is unlikely that there would be sufficient critical mass for the use of an X-ray machine and the attendant staff that would be involved. And also the thinking tends to be now that where you have X-ray facilities, that it's important to have the follow-on services on that site also. But I mean, I do take your point. I would very much like to see it brought into use. The cost of moving it is very substantial, I understand it. It's something in the region of 85,000. But we are looking at all possibilities at the moment to see if it can be used, because it really is a shame to see facilities like that lying idle, and we don't want to see that continuing. Thanks for raising the matter.